Aston Villa in February. Wolves strengthened their squad last month with the acquisition of midfield player Billy Kellock from Luton, but they too are without a key forward. Andy Gray is suspended, so John Richards starts a league game for Wolves for the first time this season. This only a week after Richards seemed to have no future at the club following an outburst in the press about his treatment at Molineux. Frank Casper has a meeting next week with the Burnley directors about his future. At the moment, he remains the acting manager. Today's referee is Trelford Mills from Barnsley. It's Wolves then who kick off. They've drawn their last 4 games, and Burnley still in the strange position of having won more cup games this season than they have matches in the second division. Burnley in the white shorts, and we've got a stoppage straight away because a smoke bomb has been thrown onto the field. It was dealt with rather bravely by Kevin Young, who held it back in the direction that it had come from. Eves. Here's Kellock. Eves will have to challenge when Laws was in front of him. And I think an advantage was played as Brian Laws looks questioningly at the referee. Phelan. The run came from Stephen. Trevor Stephen was linked in the media just before the transfer deadline with Liverpool, but Burnley denied that they received any offer for him. Kellock playing on the right-hand side of 3 in midfield for Wolves. Palmer. Richards. Wolves free kick given against Dobson. Or the challenge on Richards at the edge of the area. Alan Stevenson has set a 4-man wall. And Wolves have Kellock, number 7, going over the ball, and Palmer finding a way around it. In the 8th minute, via their captain, Wolverhampton Wanderers go in front. 4 weren't enough in the wall. Palmer curled it round them, and Stevenson couldn't get across the line to keep it out. One might question the goalkeeper initially for only setting a 4-man wall in such a central position. He did invite the strike at goal, and Palmer accepted the invitation. Touch on from Eves. Stabbed forward by Dobson. The header was from Humphrey. Dobson again. Taylor. And Donovan dispossesses Palmer. Can he make it count? The post thwarts him. And an eventful start to this match for Jeff Palmer, having given Wolves the lead. His mistake then, when he was caught in possession here by Donovan, nearly produced the equaliser. Donovan struck it crisply, but it struck the post and came out. Donovan trying to turn Pender, and did so. It was well played by Terry Donovan. Still in play with Taylor. Stephen. He couldn't keep it in. Donovan turned John Pender well a moment or two earlier. And calls now for support from the crowd. Dobson. Flynn. making himself available. So too was Stephen, and off goes Scott. And he wins the corner off the sliding figure of Alan Dodd. Stephen went for the short one, but Young looks to play it in. And it reaches Phelan, Donovan rather, who had time then to set the sights really, and will be disappointed that he didn't keep his final effort down. They were all sucked in to attack the ball, the Wolves players, and Donovan had checked out, but fired it too high. Smith just a little flick out at Donovan. And one or two tackles were going in there a little over the ball. Kellock is down and angry, and Donovan is being spoken to. You can judge by the damage to Kellock. He was holding the right knee at the height of the tackle. Wolves have Kenny Hibbett on the bench. A smile for the occasion. And off the bench now, warming up, just in case Kellock is seriously hurt. It's with Young now. Clark doesn't allow him to settle. And again, the tackles are coming in late. And this time Telford Mills produces the notebook for Kevin Young. And Young was blatantly late. Here's Humphrey. To Matthews, made it where Stephen really should have for Burnley. And it almost produced a chance for Wolves in the final minute of the half. Hanging cross that Trevor Stephen was jumping to try and clear, and Mick Matthews came in behind him. Taylor. Good ball from Donovan. Stephen, too close to the goalkeeper. The first half in which Burnley have had more of the ball, but Wolves go off leading by a goal from Jeff Palmer in the 8th minute. Another hailstorm to greet the start of the second half. In fact, Burnley haven't beaten Wolves at home in a league game for almost 20 years. And they do have a difficult task ahead of them here, because that hail is being blown towards the goal that Wolves are attacking. And they should turn that to their advantage, at least in a greater share of the play. It's a mixture of hail and maybe snow now. Dodd. Wasn't quite the header that Donachie wanted, but Scott could collect. No way back for Willie Donachie at the moment. John Richards is seeing to that, and John Pender applying the pressure. Willie Donachie played in a League Cup final against Wolves back in 1974 for Manchester City. Richards. Nice turn. And set up Smith. Difficult one to judge again. Scott. Lees was working back, in fact got in the way of Pender. And perhaps Burnley can profit. Laws. Was he felled by Palmer? Burnley have a free kick. Visibility a problem for the defenders. As Eves who got his foot to it. And sent it screaming across the face of his own goal. Now Donachie. Dobson. Out from Richards. Wolves grateful for interventions from both their front players. In from Scott. Taylor. And he was trying to angle the header for Trevor Stephen. Billy Kellogg finally concedes defeat to that injury in the first half. Kenny Hibbett, who's been suffering himself this week with bruised toes, comes into the action. Dobson. A touch from Donovan. Nicely played by Laws. Here's Scott. Corner conceded by Pender. Burnley just hitting a little bit of rhythm in that move. Stephen will surely have to have the corner flag in an upright position. Dobson. Scott! It was Matthews who got it off the line. Nick Matthews gets the congratulatory pat on the head from John Richards for holding his position on the far post. After first Dobson and then Scott here seemed to have found a way past Wolves. Interesting, you can see by Alan Stevenson's goal where the snow has settled, which reflects the lack of activity in that particular area of the pitch. And Richards is away here. Clark in the middle. And Eves and Hibbett. Well, Hibbett can't believe it. Eves stood aside. After Burnley were caught square, Richards held his position well to stay onside and looked to pick out the men arriving in the middle. Finally it was Hibbett who had the shot, and credit Stevenson for blocking it. Hibbett's corner. Smith. Humphrey. Hammered forward by Donachie. Donovan. Burnley have found it so difficult to find space in which to manoeuvre. Flynn. Away by Dodd. Wolves have fumbled back in an organised fashion. And Dobson unable to lift the ball out of the mud. Here goes Richards again. Smith is up with him. Richards might do it alone, but can't bypass Stevenson. John Richards looking to emulate the goal that he scored on this ground for Derby County in November. In the end, he lost his balance at the crucial moment. Taylor. Stephen. This is Scott. Oh! Well, it needed just the touch. Full marks to Derek Scott here, who wasn't settling for the easy ball in. He fought his way towards the byline and caused problems with the cross. And Donovan was inches away, coming in at the centre of the goal. Coming on is Vince Overson, whose career has been in jeopardy really this season with a pelvic problem. It's his first appearance in the first team this season, and he gets a very warm welcome. Dobson, still supporters from the Midlands who are crying champions, but this is Donovan tangling with Smith, and it ends as a corner. Smith plunged himself at the man as well as the ball, and Burridge got away with the fumble from Donovan. Scott apologises for lunging in, but it was a neat flick header here from Donovan, and Burridge caught it, dropped it, and then got a knock on the head from Scott. Now Richards. Clark in the middle. Wolves can keep possession here. Clark. Other members of his family have been known to take the ball into the corner. Use up a bit of time, and time has gone for Burnley. The game memorable perhaps for the conditions that it was played in, and won for Wolves by a goal from Jeff Palmer that gives his side another strong step towards the First Division. Burnley stay bottom of the table, and to stay in the Second Division they have to turn their games in hand into points, and 7 of those last 11 games are away from Turf Moor. A final score: it's Burnley 0, Wolverhampton Wanderers 1.